Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brady. Today I am excited because we are doing something very deranged today. I'm always doing some crazy shit. I'm always doing some random crazy shit. You guys know me, I just do crazy shit. Okay, and today I am going to be doing Christian reviews of Avatar Last Airbender. Now, I already know what people are going to be saying in the comments. I know all the Christians are going to be typing away. And I just want to say that this is not representative of all Christians. This is not going to be representative of all of people of faith, right? Especially the Christian community. I'm not purporting this is the way that most Christians think or behave or think about Avatar Last Airbender. I know plenty of Christians who like Avatar Last Airbender, who watch this channel, who are very supportive of this channel. So I just want to say that that is 100% not something about Christianity. I think that there's Christians who do things the right way, and I think there's Christians that do things the bad way. But with that being said, I am not myself a Christian. I did grow up in the church. I used to be a Christian. No longer. Yes, I wanted to look at some of these Christian reviews for Avatar Last Airbender because I remember when I was growing up in the church, I watched Avatar Last Airbender, and I remember actually having some interactions with people in the church who believed that Avatar Last Airbender was sinful and wrong because it portrayed Eastern things, basically. Just because it portrayed a different culture, essentially. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's essentially the reason why these people really hate it, is because it has what they consider to be blasphemous to the Bible, which is, I don't know, spirits and the Avatar and all of these things that are supposedly supposed to be against Christian traditions, which, again, I just want to reiterate that that is not how all Christians are. I'm not at all someone who judges people based on their faith, but I am going to be judging these people based on their faith because they're lunatics. Again, this is just, I just want to be clear. I really don't want the Christian community coming for me, but I mean, they already are. Girl, I'm trans. Either way, we're gonna get into this. I'm excited, but I'm also really nervous because I don't want Christians, please don't do this. Don't do this. The first website I'm gonna be looking at today is gonna be Christian Answers for the New Age. I almost said the new age. The New Age. Christian Answers for the New Age organization.org. They're organized. Okay, I already don't like this website's title. Whatever, Christian Answers for the New Age. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, this site looks like it was from 10 years ago, so I think we've been through a couple of more ages since this site has been updated. This was written in March to July of 2007. I don't know what that means, Miss Marsha. I don't know what March to July. Those are 4 different months. What do you mean that it took you 4 months to write this? Okay, I'm sorry. I get it. Not all of us are workhorses like I am. Enough. I haven't uploaded in weeks. I can't be saying that. I haven't uploaded in a week. On a popular children's channel. Why did they say a popular? Nickelodeon. Just say Nickelodeon. This article is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is this is going to be very long. This is the longest review we have so far. I really got to give it to Christians of the newage.org. They are very, very thorough with their reviews about what is Christian and what is not Christian. This assessment was made because there are specific spiritual dimensions to the Avatar program. This is really weird. The way that they talk is really, can't you just say that there are specific spiritual elements within the show? Like, why do you have to say in, whatever. This is 2007. I need to remind myself. 2007. We're in 2007. How old was I? I was 9 years old. The term Avatar is a Sanskrit term meaning descent. It is used in Hinduism to describe the incarnation of a Hindu deity, usually the god Vishnu, who visits Earth to help humanity at a point of crisis. It into popular alternative spiritualities and usually describes a spiritually advanced being that comes to Earth to guide people, sometimes without the need for birth. The Avatar merely incarnates at will as an adult. I mean, the original, I think, this definition's okay, I guess. It is, I guess it's fine. I don't get the part about them just like incarnating as an adult. I don't think that's really used. Observation 1, okay. The nations are divided into 4 groups named after the 4 elements: water, earth, air and fire. The four elements are integral part of the occult practice. Oh no, my God. Oh my goodness, not this. Okay, sure. I mean, the four elements came from, I'm pretty sure this is very, four elements has existed in Asian cultures. Like it's not tied to occult and witchcraft. Like it comes from a bunch of different cultures. There's a bunch of different, like the Chinese have like a four element system also, and the ancient Greeks also did. So I would not, I mean, I guess that is like not Christian because it's not, I mean, that was before Christianity, but ooh, don't say that. It is a powerful form of combining martial arts with elemental magic. That's interesting because I don't think that there would ever really be, like, if you watch the first episode, Sokka actually misidentifies bending as being magic. And she actually corrects him and says it's not magic, it's bending, which is a martial art. Using martial arts and elemental magic. This means they are engaging in magic. What is the difference between magic with a C and a magic with a CK? Because they're using it like there's two different, I don't know. I'm not in with the Christian lingo. I don't know. These spirits or deities or energies of these elements, often called elementals, are summoned in order to serve or use. Okay, but the problem is that that's not in the show. But the problem is that it's all it is you're born as a bender and then you start bending. Like it has nothing to do with spiritual anything, right? Like I would not describe the bending as being magic. The hero is receiving guidance from the guru, clearly indicating that such guidance is helpful and to be sought out. Gurus are not fantasy figures, but exist today, especially as a part of Hindu beliefs. I feel like if you could have probably actually watched the episode. I'm just gonna give you a tip here. Christian Answers for the New Age.org. You probably could have watched that episode and like really mined it for a lot, because there was a lot. I mean, there was stuff with chakras. Like, I mean, that actually is like, if you start talking about chakras, then I mean, that really does that is more tied to like, I guess, a religion or like to spirituality in the East. The Avatar episodes clearly teach a belief in reincarnation, as there have been repeated references to Aang's previous lives. I mean, we see them. I mean, we see his previous lives. Like, what? But again, just mentioning reincarnate, like, you can't even mention, is that how Christians act? Like, you can't even mention reincarnation? Like, you can't even talk about other people's beliefs? About halfway down the website is the heading, The Spirit World, which states this: beyond the Avatar. See, this is the thing, is that I don't think these people have watched this show. I think that they just read the website and they're like basing all of this on like assumptions without having ever watched the show. It's very crazy, but whatever. I mean, how can you do a review of something you've never even watched? I really don't understand, but okay. This is spiritism, contact or communication with spirits, clearly forbidden in God's word in Deuteronomy. Oh, fucking Deuteronomy. Girl, Deuteronomy is the worst one. I don't know. Okay, girl, it's not spiritism. This is getting a little silly. Like, in this world, there are spirits, and, like, he can contact them. And it's not saying that's how this world is. It's a fictional world. Like, I can't. One of the spirits who helps Aang, the child avatar, is Roku. From the website, Avatar Roku is actually a spirit. He and his giant fire okay, he's not a spirit, though. He's the previous incarnation of Aang. He's not. Okay, the Avatar state is the first episode. Aang's friend Katara, a waterbender, is given an amulet of water and told, this amulet contains water from the spirit oasis. Amulet. Girl, they have an amulet. It's not an amulet. It's a flask with water in it. Okay. Oh God. I'm allergic to Christianity. Aang is also told he needs to practice, study, and discipline to learn the elements of the bending powers. This sounds like good advice. Okay, period, end of sentence, but they're gonna add more. But this is how all occult magic is learned. This is how anything is learned, you fucking idiot. Oh my God. I'm sorry, that was a little pointed. That's how all things are learned, okay? Everything is learned through practice, study, and discipline. It doesn't matter what it is. So you being like occult magic is, yeah, everything is learned that way. Like martial arts are learned that way, which is what actually what bending is based on, not magic. Is martial arts anti-Christian? It's not willy-nilly. It is, I mean, it's a cartoon, so like it kind of is, but yes. Discipline, study, and control are usually presented as being an utmost important in many occult practice. In the episode Return to Omashu, one character talks about her aura. Belief in an aura is an integral. Wait. They're talking about the one scene where Ty Lee is like, your aura is very whatever. Like, they're really going in this far into it. Okay. Oh my goodness. It is thought that people have, like, it's not even in the show that it says that auras are actually a thing. Like, I think there's like two times that they ever mention auras, which is obviously in Return to Omashu with Ty Lee, and then like maybe with Kaya later on in Legend of Korra. And Avatar, my favorite episode got in here. Oh my god, my favorite episode is Anti-Christian. The episode meshes Aang's present life with his previous one of Avatar Kyoshi, a woman, a bisexual woman. Imagine if that was in this information. They would lose their shit. During the trial, Aang dresses up as Kyoshi, trying to look like her. As he does this, the dead Kyoshi appears, or Aang is transformed into her. It's not clear which. They're the same person. Aang is the reincarnation of Kyoshi. He has her spirit in her, the same way that he can communicate to Roku. It's clear. It's clear if you watch the show. Maybe if you watch the show, Tamar explains that she did not kill the king because he was cruel and a dangerous tyrant. Base Kyoshi. Okay. Okay, here we go. Part 3 conclusion. I'm guessing this is the part where it gets real juicy, I bet. The world of Avatar endorses and holds up as good the practices of magic and spirit contact. In belief in reincarnation, Avatar's gurus, auras, as well as implying a worship of spirits or false gods. That is nonsense. Girl, that's nonsense. That's not in the show. Aside from the violence and aggression seen in the episodes, there should be a deep concern over the occultism and spiritual views presented in this. I can't take this shit seriously. I can't take it seriously. This is nonsense. Please don't listen to this. If you're a Christian, I'm just gonna say this. There is absolutely nothing in the Bible that is contradictory towards Avatar Last Airbender. There's nothing. Like, Avatar Last Airbender is a fictional show. Okay, yes, there are spirits. Yes, there is Eastern philosophy. But to say that it is, like, against God, like, shut the hell up. No, it's not. No, it isn't. It has nothing to do with being Christian. You could be any religion and enjoy Avatar Last Airbender. Damn. Okay, that was just one. I have a whole host of them for you guys today. But I definitely think this is kind of the most deranged. We're gonna see, maybe not. This is the website Movie Guide. So if you don't know about Movie Guide is like a Christian-based whatever website organization, and they do reviews. Don't donate to them. I'll just say this. Please don't fucking donate to them. The fact that they have 60,000 followers on Facebook is kind of disturbing to me, because this is fully deranged, what I'm about to read to you. We'll just say that. Can we agree with that last review is deranged, and this one is about to be just as deranged? This one is for The Last Airbender, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I know all of us hate this movie, so it is a little bit like, yes, let's like shit on this movie. But this is not that. We don't like The Last Airbender because there's occultism, if you could believe. Yes, that's what this review is. It has nothing to do with it not living up to the actual series, which is amazing. It's about the fact that it has things in it that are, look, it says right here, content -4, intentional blasphemy, evil, gross immorality. Gross immorality, to be fair, The Last Airbender is, it was pretty gross. It was pretty gross. But the immorality, where's the immorality? Like, whatever. And or worldview problems to be avoided. Yeah, and the entertainment got a 2 out of 4. Girl, I would say 1 out of 4. I would say there's no entertainment quality in M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender. But okay. I don't want to have to defend this movie, but I'm about to defend this movie. Unfortunately. As a movie, it is tedious talking, badly acted, disconnected mess with slightly more acceptable ending. Yeah, yes, I agree that except for that the ending is acceptable, the ending is not acceptable. Nothing about the movie is acceptable. In the story, a young boy is the reincarnated avatar who must stop the evil leader of the Fire Nation. Writer-director M. Night Shyamalan started off making some good movies, but seems never to have grown in the perfecting of his craft. Oh my god. Girl, get her, Jade. Red to filth. So his movies have been getting worse and worse. Oof, red to filth. With flat characters, poor acting, silly, boring, cheesy. All true. Honestly, we're on the good movie guide. I don't think you're so bad after all. Okay. The Last Airbender also contains very strong eclectic... Okay, this is where they lost me. Also contains a very strong eclectic pagan worldview with constant references to reincarnation, spirit world, the dragon spirit, moon spirit. The dragon spirit wasn't in the original, so don't come for me with the dragon spirit. I guess the dragon spirit was Roku. Was that what it was supposed to be in the movie? Was it supposed to be Roku's dragon? I think so. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Fang, I guess. I don't know. And other false, impoverished. Excuse me. What the is that supposed to mean, girl? What the is that supposed to be? Impoverished. It is not impoverished. That is hateful. What do you mean impoverished? That is very hateful. I don't agree with that wording, impoverished. Like, I think that actually the Eastern philosophy is very rich. Like, I would not call it impoverished. That is racist. Racism. Strong eclectic mix of Buddhist, Hindu, Shinto, occult, pagan worldviews, which are very strong, false religious concepts, including constant references. The fact that this is why I can't get behind religion, is because it's like we know for a fact. It's like, no the you don't, girl. No you don't. Girls, shut the hell up. No, you don't. With politically correct implications suggesting that the mechanically advanced materialistic fire people are evil, while the earth into non-mechanical water, earth, and air peoples are good. Racism! Stop with the racism! Movie guide, please stop with the racism. Why is that, like, not accurate? I mean, that's just what the show, that's what the show presents. Like, that's what the story is. So, yeah, the fire people, they're not evil. I mean, the Fire Nation isn't evil. Like, that's not really what... I guess that in this movie, like, it's very one-dimensional. So, like, yeah, okay, like, I understand. But, what? With people kicked, punched, stabbed, crushed, frozen, beaten, dropped, beheaded? Did someone get beheaded in this movie? Someone get beheaded in Avatar? I don't remember. I guess I have to tell me that. Villain's family is dysfunctional and general weirdness. For this movie, that's kind of true. But I don't know. I don't like the implication of that word. When he disappeared, the Fire Kingdom started brutally conquering the other kingdoms. True. That's the story. Like, what are you gonna, like, I don't understand. I really don't understand how, like, you could possibly be offended by the fact that the Fire Nation is evil. Like, what? Like, yeah, they're evil. There's evil people that do evil things and they conquer other people. Like, what? It's really cringe. Cut to two Caucasian. They're such snowflakes. Isn't this like snowflakey? It's snowflakey to me. Cut to two Caucasian children, Katara and Sokka, who live in an Asian village. Yeah, that was a little Asian. I wouldn't call it Asian. It's Native American, girl. Like, indigenous, like Inuit. Like, can we not with calling it just blanket calling it Asia, girl? Asia's an entire continent. Can you be a little more specific? Asian? Are you talking about Kazakhstan or are you talking about Japan? Because there's two different places in Asia that are completely different, have completely different things. Rich discussions of Eastern religious concepts. None of the characters seem to be good. Whoa. Including Avatar Aang, who selfishly ran away. Whoa. Those are fighting words. Aang was a 12-year-old. Okay, he was 12 years old. Okay, so he ran away, yes, because there was a lot of responsibility. But can you blame him? Like, what the hell? He talks to the dragon spirit, which will remind Christians of the devil. Why? But why? But I don't understand why. But why, though? But why? Many people in the movie are Asian or Indian. What does that have to do? With few Caucasians. Oh my god. They made the main characters Caucasian. In the show, there are no Caucasians. And they made the characters in the movie Caucasian because they wanted to appeal to white people. And white people are still mad that there's not enough Caucasians. What? And only one African. Only one African. That's not everyone who's black is from Africa. Can I just say that? Not everyone who is black is African. I don't like the name. I don't like these words that they're using. I don't like this. I don't like this. A very strange state of affairs. The costuming was heavy Chinese, Japanese, and Indian. Yeah, I believe they should have stick to the Asian cultures. Like, we definitely agree. We can agree on that. There should have been fewer Caucasians. Oof, this is rough. The music is overbearing and it has nothing to do with Caucasian. It really just has to do with accuracy of maintaining the accuracy of the original show. Demonically frightening creatures. Okay, Appa does look terrifying. I feel like demonically frightening, that's a bit of an overstatement. It's a little dramatic. I don't know if I'd call it demonically frightening. It's good, we're fine. M. Night Shyamalan started off making some good movies, but never seemed to grow perfecting his craft. You guys are already, I mean, you guys already read this part. They just like took part of the article and just put it at the front to be like, here's the summary. Like, it's a little like, ooh. Even so, the finale does an intolerable, entertaining job of announcing that this is the first movie in the saga of The Last Airbender. However, unlike The Lord of the Rings that compels you to see the next movie, The Last Airbender leaves you disappointed and discouraged. I mean, facts. Facts. Many parts of the movie are awful, weird, silly, and self-contradictory. That's true. Fans are discouraged that the 3 Asian heroes have been changed to Caucasian American types for the American audience. It was already for an American audience, you It was already for an American audience. And there are Americans who are not Caucasian. So casting them as Caucasian was completely unnecessary. It was already for Americans. American children already enjoyed the show. Caucasian children, like myself, already enjoyed the show. We did not need to have Caucasian actors. I'll just say that. What M. Night Shyamalan really needs is the Holy Spirit. Oh, God. I think he just needed a better script writer and also anyone else to direct this movie. Yeah, I think that would have produced probably a better result, which comes through a personal knowledge of Jesus Christ, who would cleanse him of his sins and his shed blood. I'm sorry, I can't take this serious. I'm sorry, Christians. Ooh. Okay, girl, okay. Cleanse yourself of this horrible review of this racist ass shit. You're a racist. Where in the Bible does it say be a racist? The movie reminds me of my youth growing up in an acting family intrigued by Eastern religions. The people we visited who practiced these religions and the ones I visited when I took my obligatory hippie college tour to the Far East 45 years ago. Oof. White people going to the Far East, not this. Were as confused and frustrated as the characters in this movie. Yeah. It was such a relief to meet Jesus Christ and to be delivered the impossibility of meeting self-improvement, to know the truth and to set you free, Jesus Christ, to be saved by his free gift. Okay, girl. No, you're gonna have to pay me a sponsorship fee, Jesus, if you want me to sponsor your bullshit on my channel. Now we're here at ChristianPopCulture.com. Now we're gonna be looking at homophobia and biphobia. Oh, exciting. Homophobia, so much fun to like, girl, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Could you believe that the Christians were not excited about The Legend of Korra having a potentially lesbian relationship? Can you possibly believe that they were unhappy with... They were unhappy. This is ChristianPopCulture.com. Let's watch, let's read, let's get into this. I was late to the Avatar Last Airbender, Nickelodeon's rightly popular animated fantasy series. So I was thrilled to hear about The Legend of Korra, a sequel to Avatar creators yes. Cora proved a worthy follow-up to Avatar with memorable characters, gorgeous art, fantastic yet realistic storytelling, but some Korra fans, as well as its creators, seem determined to use the story to promote controversial lifestyles and social causes. Oh god. Here we go. Here's the homophobia. Trigger warning. From story to social cause, the creators of the Avatar fashion world that blends Eastern and Western themes in design. That's a good way to start it. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. A world which 4 nations based on the 4 elements, water, earth, fire, and air, coexist and or battle with some citizens capable of bending. Yes. Okay, you know what? Least insane description of it so far, because nobody has brought up the occult. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into it. We're getting into it. In Cora, the titular heroine serves as the world's reincarnated avatar, the only person able to bend all 4 elements and unite the 4 nations. In the series finale, Cora and her friends fight aspiring dictator Kuvira and her gigantic robot. The ending is epic with aerial dogfights, heroic sacrifice, and everything. The heroes win and everyone is happy. Cora and her friend Asami go on a vacation in this... it's her girlfriend. They smile at each other, the seed fades and into golden light, and the credits roll. And some fans went wild. They claimed their theoretical ship, a fan speak for a fan-envisioned romantic relationship between the series characters, was confirmed. It was. That's literally what happened. It literally was confirmed. They literally looked at each other longingly and gazed into each other's eyes in the most homosexual way I could possibly ever think about. They were lesbians, romance, they held each other's hand. did they have to make out for you to believe it? Because I'm sure that that's what they wanted to do, but Nickelodeon wouldn't allow that. Then the creators announced that this was indeed their intention. It has been encouraging how well the media and the bulk of the fans have embraced the ending. We did it all for our queer friends, families, and colleagues. Aww. I've already read some of the heartwarming and incredible posts about how this moment means so much for the LGBT community. I love Michael DiMartino, Brian Konietzko. We love you. We love the inclusiveness of the LGBT community. We love that Avatar: Last Airbender it continues to be inclusive to this day. That they really went as hard as they could with Cora. I mean, they did everything they could to portray a lesbian relationship in a children's show at a time when it was very, very controversial. So I just really, for that, forget what this stupid Christian who does not represent all Christians, let me just say that again, who does not represent all Christians is saying about this relationship. Let's just say they're wrong. These people are wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Cora and Asami's relationship. It was beautiful. It was a great ending. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. Let's just say that. And also the Bible is wrong. If that's what the Bible says, which also the Bible, it's a mistranslation, girl. It's a mistranslation. We don't have to get into it today, but you can look it up. It's a mistranslation. So it would appear all fans have no choice but to consider it as canon the relationship that most fans call Korra-sami. Yes, cope and seethe. That also applies to Christian fans of Korra, who should want to respect its creator's intentions. This is a good and fair hermeneutics, i.e. respecting a storymaker's intentions the same way we would respect the intention of the Bible's author. Sure. I mean, I think that's not really how I view media. I think it's good that they did come out and say afterwards, and I think there was enough in the show to imply that it was romantic, and that's definitely the vibe I got after watching it, was oh yeah, they're in a romance, they just couldn't really show it. But I do think there is just because something being in the show, that's what you have to read out of it. You can't take the intention. You have to take what's actually in the show. So that's kind of how I've always viewed media. So I would kind of disagree with what they're saying, but sure. This is good and fair, whatever, respecting the same way that we should respect the Bible's author. However, it is not homophobic, as Konietzko seems to imply, to discuss how Korra-sami finale makes no sense in the context of the Avatar story world. How it hijacks Korra's story in service of a social cause to the detriment of its own creative story. I mean, look. Do I think that they could have executed Korra-sami better? Yes, I do think that they could have executed it better. Do I think that it destroys the series this way? No, it does not. It's fine. It's not. And the fact that it's a social cause, it's not a social cause, girl. They're just portraying a lesbian relationship. And the fact that just having a lesbian relationship is considered political and is considered a social cause, that's wrong. That's not how it should be. They should just be able to make whatever story they want. And it's absolutely wrong that they would even do this. But yeah, this person, they're very, and look, can I just say this also? Heterosexual relationships are never dissected to this degree. When there's a heterosexual relationship in a show and it's not the most built up, it's never, ever, ever considered ruins the show or ruins, a good example is Wednesday, right? There was not Wednesday, the romance in the show Wednesday, it wasn't really it wasn't great. It wasn't super well built up, but to say it ruined the rest of the show, I think is very dramatic. And at the end of the day, it didn't really bother me. So it's the same thing with Korra. And actually it's better with Korra because it pisses off these stupid conservative Christians. And so to me, that's a double win, but it's also Cora and Asami do kind of make a good couple if you do think about it objectively and on paper. And I think execution-wise, there were some trouble in making it work, but I think overall it was a success. Whether or not you think it hijacked Cora's story, it was a success, And obviously, it's not homophobic to think that it's not. It wasn't a good storytelling, whatever. That's not homophobic. But you know what is homophobic? I think what we're about to read right now. Elsewhere, I've referred to Harkness laws, the Gobber principle, that in most stories, emotional cores are based on tradition. What is the fuck is that supposed to mean? Emotional cores are based on quote-unquote traditional relationships, with other relationships relegated to side references, comic relief, or obvious political social agenda add-ons. However, Korra didn't contain even the slightest hint that the story world included non-traditional relationships, even as a comic relief or a side reference. Yeah, because Nickelodeon was homophobic and they didn't want to show that stuff. But just because it wasn't shown and now it is shown doesn't mean it didn't exist before. And just like any other thing, like they came out that Kyoshi was bisexual, right? Why would it be relevant that she's bisexual in any of the scenes in the original series? It wasn't, which is why it never came up. Like, I'm not getting this. I feel like this feels homophobic. It feels homophobic, girl. It does. I'm sorry, Burnt. I mean, you kind of were trying with this first sentence, and then the second one, the first, no. All Avatar stories have, at their emotional core, relationships between friends, siblings, parents, children, grandparents, and grandchildren. Boyfriends and girlfriends, and husbands and wife. Not one same-sex couple was in sight, meaning that Korrasami's addition makes no sense. What the fuck? Girl, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know that gay people existed until I was like 10 or 11. Are you saying that just because I didn't know that gay people existed until I was 10 or 11, and that means it doesn't make any sense that gay people exist? No, it makes sense. It's just I was never exposed to it. So, and it does, like, the inclusion was obviously because they couldn't include it. And if they could include it, I think that they would have included it even all the way back in Avatar: Last Airbender. I mean, there's plenty of stuff even in Avatar: Last Airbender that was alluding to accepting people for who they are, you know, including gay people. I mean, it was obvious. Imagine if at the end of the Star Wars trilogy, the camera pulled out to show the story was all of a simulation. Girl, no. It is not like if they pulled out and all of it was just Anakin's imagination. Korra might as well have added King Arthur. No. King Arthur, dinosaurs, or alien invasion. No. And also, later on, it does get kind of explained why there wasn't homosexual representation before, and that's because there was homophobia, just like in the real world. And so, shut the fuck up. Can I just say shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up. This is homophobic. You can say it's not homophobic, but you're equivocating having a gay relationship to adding dinosaurs and King Arthur to The Legend of Korra, which is absolutely ridiculous. Everything Cora and Asami did together was normal behavior of too close. Oh my god, if Cora and Asami were a heterosexual relationship, these motherfuckers would not be saying this. They would say, oh, it does make sense. There was that moment that they blushed. Oh, they hugged. They complimented each other's appearance. And that's all you need to start a relationship as a heterosexual couple. Like, that's all you need. But if you're gay, you need to, like, apparently have every, you need to have every single moment be announcing, these are gays, these are gay. Korrasami ruined Korra and is not the way most people would think. That's all fans ever talk about now when they're referring to Korra. All the fan pages are filling with this. Nothing about anything else related to the show. No Varric or Julie, no Mako or Bolin. It's all just Korra and Asami. It's so freaking annoying. They're the main characters, girl. They're the main characters. And yeah, it was a big deal that they ended up together because it was shocking, like you just said. I mean, it was a surprise. Like, people weren't expecting it because they assumed that Nickelodeon was transphobic and homophobic. I hate this. This is simply a version of the Jesus juke, which ignores the obvious original intent of the anecdote, joke, or work of art, and instead turns it into an opportunity to highfalutin moral lesson. Some Christian filmmakers constantly juke their own work. They ask people not to enjoy the film for potentially God-exalting creative storytelling, but rather to support the film to promote a special cause. This is not what happened with Korra, though. What happened with Korra is that they chose something. They chose that Korra and Asami would be in a relationship, and then they were unfortunately not able to portray it as much as they wanted to because Nickelodeon was homophobic. So you guys are mad that it wasn't built up? Okay, well, Nickelodeon was homophobic because of Christians like you, who don't represent most Christians, by the way, who most Christians don't think this way, they don't feel this way. That was homophobic. It was homophobic. You can say it's not homophobic, but you're literally complaining that it was Korrasami, that, like, the way that they criticize gay relationships is not the same that they criticize any other relationship. And they're like making it out like they're shoehorning in some social cause, which is like, first of all, have you watched the show? The entire show is about social causes. The first season is literally about anti-benders who are trying to oppress the bender. You know what I'm saying? So go f yourself. Like what is this? Like what is this? What is this? I hate this. I hated that. I really hated that. I hated that. On to the next one. I don't think I could do much more of this. I don't know how much more I could do of this. It's not difficult. This is from Plugged In. And Plugged In is interesting because there's actually a few different things that I'm going to show you about Plugged In where, I mean, I was just going to say it's a little schizophrenic at pluggedin.com. But pluggedin.com, they're Christian, what they do Christian reviews. Let's get into it. It's not difficult to see the appeal of Nickelodeon's Avatar: Last Airbender. Now entering its 3rd season as TV's top animated series among boys aged 9 to 14, the Lord of the Rings style journey of a group of likable youngsters offers viewers a rich history, plenty of plot lines and characters, and vast Asian-influenced fantasy world. At the center is Aang, an all-powerful reincarnated spirit being that each generation inhabits a human body. Okay, we already know this. Okay, we already know. I will give it to them. This seems like they've actually watched the show because they're actually using the right terminology. They're calling them the Fire Nation. Made in the States, Avatar is a melting pot of Eastern spirituality, and that's disturbingly bold for tween-oriented, is it? I don't feel like it is. I don't feel like it is. I don't think it was bold or anything. He's even given drugs to induce the state. You mean coffee? Like he's given like, you mean drugs? Sure. Like, you mean like caffeine? It was clearly caffeine. Like, whatever. Dubious spirituality notwithstanding, our heroes regularly disrespect elders and are celebrated for breaking the world. Oh my god, this is where it really comes down to is they do not want young people to be thinking for themselves. Do not think for yourselves. You gotta listen to your elders. It's very Christian. I'll just say that. Very Christian. Thankfully, my parents, the Christianity that I was brought up in, for the most part, didn't feel this way. A lot of them did, and a lot of them, like I said earlier, but the people that were most responsible for me definitely didn't feel this way. So I'm very lucky to have that, to not have this psychotic behavior. After being taunted, 2 of Aang's friends retaliate by sending bullies down a raging river. They fucking deserved it. They deserved it. I'm sorry, they deserved it, girl. They were making fun of Toph, who was like a 12-year-old, and these are adult women. Like, they're making fun of a blind girl for the way she looks. Like, you know how fucked up that is? Yeah, it was wrong. It was wrong. And that barely scratches the show's violence. Oh my god. Okay, they ended up in a river. It wasn't like blood and gore. The saga alludes to tribal genocide and general warfare, while Avatar's martial arts and Matrix-style fighting... Matrix? I don't know if I'd call it Matrix. I guess. I mean, there are slow motion, but I mean, it's much more like Eastern martial arts, but whatever. Involve bodies getting tossed around amid dynamite explosions, moving rocks, formations, and fiery blasts. Hardly kid stuff. I mean, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. Like, whatever. As an art form, anime has a proclivity towards violence and teen rebellion. It's not an anime, but yes. That's disconcerting, but par for the course. More disturbing is Avatar's mendacious spiritualism, explained, demonstrated, and attractively packaged for younger viewers. It really is not... It really, like, they're acting like this is supposed to brainwash people into belief. There's no actual belief system presented in Avatar. That's the problem, is there's no actual belief system that's presented in Avatar. So you can believe however you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? You can personally believe. In Avatar, it's presenting a world that has specific characteristics to it. The same way that, like The Wizard of Oz presents a world where there's witches and do they think The Wizard of Oz is occult? Do Christians think The Wizard of Oz is against God? You guys are going to have to tell me that one because I don't know about that one. But yeah, it's like if you're offended by this, you got to be offended by The Wizard of Oz. But I did want to give you guys the last review here. This one is of The Legend of Korra. Again, it's pluggedin.com, same website. I wanted to give you it because I don't know why, but apparently these other writers were like very triggered by Avatar: Last Airbender, but for some reason, The Legend of Korra they actually were kind of okay with. I don't understand. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. The Legend of Korra feels exactly and nothing at all like its popular predecessor. Well, that's kind of true. Aang's The Avatar: Last Airbender. While the sense of storytelling is similar, its anime style and humor, for instance, the actual story is quite different. The characters are older, for one thing. Korra is an older teen for most of the series, as well and well on her way to commanding her powers. The free-spirited Aang was 12. Instead of presenting a rollicking, travel-based adventure, Cora creeps up on the urban cloak and dagger thriller. That's very true, and that's the reason why a lot of people don't like it. It really stepped away from like the adventure kind of and went more in a mystery thriller kind of direction, which I actually really liked about Cora. I enjoyed that part of it. The language is nearly always pristine. The violence is E10 video game level, very true. About the same that you find in a typical rerun of the old G.I. Joe cartoons. That's true, I would agree with that. Our heroes are courageous and often self-sacrificial. And even though they sometimes rebel against authority, they often come to learn that their elders have a lot of wisdom. See, this is actually the truth of what it is. They learn that their elders have more wisdom to offer than they might have originally thought. That is true. It has nothing to do with betraying your elders. Like, there's nothing about that. It's saying, like, think for yourself, but also learn from the people who have experience. Like, all of that is in The Legend of Korra. Given Nickelodeon's penchant for undercutting parental authority and delivering inappropriate laughs, is that true? In live-action comedies, this animated adventure reads as one of the channel's cleaner shows. I mean, I don't really know about that part, but I mean, I would agree. I don't think it's bad. But there are other morality and spiritual bending concerns. Oh, here we go. Here we go. First, a reaction to attraction. While these teens sometimes batted their eyes at one another, relationships remained relatively chaste throughout most of the series. But in the literally last minute of the last episode, Cora and her long-standing female friend Asami walk into the spirit portal holding hands, then turn face to each other smiling. It's pretty innocent scene, or so it might seem. Writes the Daily Beast. Melissa Leon, there was no kiss, which I guess would have allowed viewers to interpret the hand-holding as platonic. But the show's writers, Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, made it explicit. Cora and Asami are bisexual. Here's what DiMartino and Konietzko said. We wanted to make it clear as possible that yes, Cora and Asami have romantic feelings for each other. DiMartino wrote in his website, this moment where they enter the spirit portal symbolizes the evolution from being friends to being a couple. Good. On the spiritual side of things, Cora assumes that most of its viewers are already familiar with Avatar's ethereal essence. As it dove deeply into Aang's reincarnate, I feel like the Asami stuff was really tame compared to all the other romance in the show. I mean, they had kissing, they had all this other stuff in the show, but whatever. But holding hands is always going a bit too far. Like, they're not allowed to look at each other gazingly. Viewers are already familiar with the avatars. As it dove deeply in Aang's reincarnation and the exploration of supernatural powers while fleshing out Eastern religious themes, introducing spirits and demigods. There is no demigods. I don't know what the f*** you're talking about demigods. There's none of that. Which it means to spend a little less time dealing with such otherworldly underpinnings. But that is not to say that the underworld's all been blown off the map as if by an airbender. It's just been transplanted in a more steampunk scenario. Sure. I mean, I guess. I don't think there's anything in the underworld with Avatar with Korra, but okay. Jesus Christ. I deserve a raise. I deserve a raise. I deserve money. I deserve things for guys. The fact that I even read this bullshit. You guys, why did I do this? I did it for you. I did it for you guys. So you guys could know out there what the Christians of the world are saying about Avatar: Last Airbender. It's spiritually bankrupt. I don't know, girl. I don't know. It's religious. It's teaching you about reincarnation and voodoo and occultism and all this nonsense, girl. Can we all just say that these people are delusional? Can we all just say that they're crazy? And it's funny the overlap of like the insane hatred for Cora Asami. I mean, it's very fucked up. Fortunately, a lot of Christians are very discriminatory towards LGBT people, and they don't want their kids even seeing the fact that LGBT people exist in the world. It's very, very weird because it's like, girl, they already exist, and your child is gonna see them, and you don't have to have, like, maybe they're allowed to just portray characters and worldviews and points of views that are not explicitly Christian. It feels like such a stretch though. That was nonsense. That was really weird. It was really weird to like go down this because I mean I grew up in a church where a lot of people did believe this, and a lot of people did like would judge me for watching Avatar: Last Airbender, and it's like it's just really fucked up because there was nothing in it that I mean. Look, the reason why I am no longer a Christian has absolutely nothing to do with Avatar: Last Airbender. Avatar: Last Airbender did not instill in me like it's not like I'm a Buddhist now. Like what the f? You are a Buddhist now? It's probably not because of Avatar: Last Airbender. It's probably because of the teachings of the Buddhist principles, which Avatar does dive into a little bit, but you're not going to learn all of the Buddhism from Avatar. Like, I guess you could say it's like a gateway drug. Is that what they're going to say now? I'm a trans. I'm not what would I know? I'm a Satanist. Like, oh, girl, I'm not a Satanist. Don't put those words in my mouth. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like, leave a subscription. Maybe I'll be making a little more Avatar: Last Airbender content in the future. This was a fun little dipping my toe back into the water because, I mean, I guess. I guess. It was fun. It was fun. It was a little crazy. It was a little crazy. Anyway, I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye.